Okay, Hojo staff, here's part 2 of our videos for the Start Back to School training thing that's very different. Like I said before, I wish you were here so I could get your questions and I could talk to you as a group. But unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. But feel free to come to the school to visit, to check in. Make sure that anything that we talk about, if you're not clear on the directions or what you need to do, to please let me know. Okay, I think where we left off from that video that I taped on Friday, and it's now Sunday, so I'm hoping I'm not forgetting something. I think we left off on that the itinerary, going an overview of the year, online versus hybrid learning, and those elements underneath: assignments, lesson plan template, syllabus template, grading, using Canvas, and communicating with families. So let's talk about that a little more. So very, very challenging to be trying to plan. Are we doing hybrid learning? Are we doing online learning only, remote learning, and this back and forth switching? So for right now, what we know is that we are going to start fully remote on the 13th and 14th. On September 8th or so, we will probably start bringing some kids back as we can in the K3 grade levels, any SPEDS students or students who are special needs or otherwise identified as being at risk. Those students will be able to start. We'll be working on schedules once we have the parent-teacher conferences. It's really difficult for us to put together any kind of schedule if we don't know which parents are going to opt to do fully remote all year, whether they have a special education student or not. So we need to get those forms back. So like I said, you're going to get your list of parents to contact who would be in your grade level or who would be a student of yours, and you're just going to represent Hojo in reaching out to this family. Then we're going to figure out what they want to do, what they need, get them all situated, and then we'll start working on schedules that will roll out around September 8th. So, assignments. When I mean, there's several things we mean about this. You have an assignment as a staff member, as a teacher. I sent out a list in that email of instructional duties. I do apologize to anybody if something catches you off guard. I know a number of teachers, we haven't talked about fully what you would be doing, and you may see something on there that you didn't anticipate. If that's the case, if you're not prepared for that, or if you are caught off guard and want to talk some more about it, please let me know. I'll be happy to go through it, and if we need to make adjustments, we will. It's been very difficult to try to figure out what is everybody's duties if they are here, what is everybody's duties if it's fully remote, how are we going to take care of every student's needs. It's very, very challenging. So I hope you can appreciate that, and I wouldn't want to catch you off guard, but at the same time, there's only so much I can do with very little time to prepare for all of this, and things changing from day to day. So you have a list of instructional duties. It's not completely inclusive, but it kind of gives everybody sort of a bird's eye view of what everyone is doing and who do they go to for certain things. Also on that sheet will be a indication in red of where you will be able to set up if you are here at the school. So if you are a teacher who is not teaching in a classroom, who is fully remote, or if you are somebody who is in a support role, where are you gonna, sit down, hang up your coat, put your computer on a table somewhere. I've set up some spaces for that. Not 100% sure we have a desk and your computer's been ordered, but whether it'll be here on time remains to be seen. So hopefully, yes. Hopefully it'll be here by the time, even Monday, by the time you watch this video, but soon. If you need something that doesn't appear to be at that location where you've been assigned, please let me know and we can get it ordered for you right away. Also under assignments would be, what are we doing to teach students this year? What do assignments look like? And part of that, it falls into lesson plan template, syllabus template, and grading, and Canvas, I suppose. So I sent an attachment that has the lesson plan template. That's a template we have been using and will continue to use for our day-to-day lessons. That template is supposed to be a tool that really helps you sort of think through to make sure you've covered all your bases when you're doing a lesson. So you don't have to use that template necessarily. You can put a different format if a different format is helpful, but make sure you include all those elements if you are doing a full lesson plan for a particular day. I know sometimes when we're doing literacy or even math, it's kind of scripted, and so we don't need to jump through all the hoops of the lesson plan, but there are some things that you need to think through, like students with special needs, differentiation. What are some vocabulary that maybe our students haven't been exposed to yet? What are the directions that we're giving? Is that something that a student who is an English language learner would understand? Words like analyze or contrast or something like that. Make sure that the vocabulary is addressed. So that's the lesson plan template. And it's the one you've been using if you've been here. If you're new and there's some component to that lesson plan template that you're not familiar with or you're not sure how to handle, please check with me, Karen Garner, who is our instructional support person. You could check if you're a new teacher, new to teaching. You would be assigned a mentor teacher, or you may have already chosen a mentor teacher. We're going to be working on those details so that you can have somebody to help support you, and that person can help walk you through those lesson plan templates. So this year, something a little bit different is that we are going to be doing a syllabus template. And I've attached it, and this is what the cover looks like. You can see that. The purpose of the syllabus template this is just for first quarter, is for us to outline all of the postings that you're going to do, all of the things that a student is going to do, what your expectations are for their participation, and any assessments that you'll be given, where they are on that list and what they are. So if it's a quiz, a test, that sort of thing. Now I know it can't be 100% sure because things can happen, things can change, but we want to have a starting point so that we can figure out what materials do students need. If you are going to be teaching science and you are talking to students about their science notebook, I need to get them a science notebook. If they part of the science curriculum may include them having to measure and they need a graduated cylinder, I need to get that to them. I say those two things because those two things that we've already figured out and we're already putting in a kit for those students. But they obviously, for literature, need to have their novel that they're reading. For our early elementary students, they're going to need to have their paper and a 6-sided pencil. There may be some other things that we need to include in that kit. And I'm going to have you go through first quarter, laying it all out so that we know exactly what materials I need to get to students. I know Joyce is planning on for PE a number of activities, and they need a beanbag and a scarf and a few other things, resistance band, and so we're putting all those things together as well. Art will have some things in order for students to be able to participate. So if there's something that you feel your students need, then please include that on the materials list. So when we're going to ask you to take this training time and put this syllabus together for the first quarter. This is not every single lesson that you're going to be teaching. We don't need a lesson plan template for every single assignment. This is an overview of quarter one with all of the topics that you're going to cover, what your thoughts are about how you're going to handle that. Are you going to post an activity? Are students going to be responsible for reading something? Are you going to give them a quiz through the online learning platform? What are you going to offer a discussion topic, and are you going to collect responses for that discussion topic? So like we said, we want to do as much in the platform as possible. So that syllabus is due to me on the 14th. So not this coming Friday, but the following Friday. And I've left quite a bit of time in your training schedule for you to work on it. You can work in teams, you can work on your own, you can work with Karen, you can find your mentor teacher, work together, and chip away as much as that is possible, be it as detailed as possible without getting bogged down. So basically today you're doing these videos, and I have a number of things that I need you to complete by the end of the day today, by the end of day Monday. And then tomorrow, on the 4th, Tuesday, Joe Nez is going to handle all of your Canvas questions. He's going to give you some videos about how to use it, how to access it, how to upload things, how to do quizzes, all of that Joe is going to handle. He has some videos for you, or you can sign up to either come in the morning or come in the afternoon, so that you can see how the system works. I know it's hard to do the lesson plan template or the syllabus for the first quarter without understanding how Canvas works. So that's the very first thing we're going to do after we do these initial things, introductory things today. Then you should have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to work on your first introductory activities and lessons that you're going to post on Canvas, and then you'll have the rest of the following week, other than your parent-teacher conferences, are Monday and Tuesday, so you have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Hopefully this Friday we'll already have our introductory lessons, which are due on that day, ready to be posted, and hopefully there's a way we can have them posted but not quite live, and then just make them live on that day. So there shouldn't be a lot to do necessarily on that day, other than helping reach out to families and make sure people are connecting, and we're going to give them those 2 days to muddle through that. And so while you're not working with families, you're still working on your syllabus. So continue to give that a real solid effort, making sure that you're being conscious of the time that you've been given to complete it and not getting distracted by other things. Some of you may want to come in and kind of get settled in your space or place that you're going to take videos. That's totally fine, but just make sure while you're visiting or while you're setting up that you're conscious of the time that has been assigned to make sure you can get that syllabus to me. It's very important. I think the syllabus itself is pretty self-explanatory. If you need help with the details, let me know. So, grading. What we're going to do is continue to do pass, not pass, or incomplete. It's really hard to predict how this year is going to go with grading, and we did a lot of our grading was pass or not pass without a number. This quarter we will do pass, not pass, or incomplete with a number. Now, it might not have a number for incomplete. So pass or not pass will be, we will show the family what the actual score was, but we're looking at pass, not pass, until we have been back to school for one full quarter as full entry. Once we're full entry back to school for an entire quarter, we'll go back to the grading method of A's, B's, C's, and that sort of thing, of posting them on the report card. Now, we're already doing pass, not pass for literacy and math for reasons that we had discussed when we first opened. So this is just going to be pass, not pass, or incomplete for all content areas. If you need support with that, let me know. If you are new to teaching or new to Hojo and you have not used PowerSchool before, that's how we collect all of our grades. That's where we do our report cards. If you need support with that, check with your mentor teacher or let me know and I can find somebody to help you. Grading. Oh, so we just talked about grading. Canvas. Using Canvas. Like I said, Joe will set up those appointments. What we want to do is use that platform as much as possible. Having as many activities through that system and not as extraneous paper pencil packets and that sort of thing. We will find out on the 10th and 11th when we have our parent-teacher conferences of which families actually do want a paper pencil packet. There may be some families who do not have internet service. If they have cell service, we can get them internet service. If they do not have cell service or internet service, then we're going to have to use either flash drives or to do paper pencil packet. But as much as possible, we want to use the Canvas system. Communicating with families is the next thing on the list. Very, very important this year, more so than probably any year that has been before or since. This year is going to be key for getting in contact with students and families. So when we're taking attendance this year, we're still working out some details. The guidance from the Department of Ed has been, let your school boards make an attendance policy on how you're going to take attendance during this hybrid, remote, not full entry school process. So we're still working out those details. Whether it will be, obviously if a student logs into the Canvas system, then we can count that as an attendance. But sometimes students may not log in every single day. They may log in on Friday but complete the work of that week, and without problem, then we can maybe count them as having participated for the week. But what we want to do is not lose track of some of those students. If you're going to put your introductory lessons up on Canvas, you want 100% participation from every student who has told us that they want to be remote, or that will be participating hybridly, but for right now are accessing online until we can open up for hybrid. So if a student has not checked in, then you need to contact that family and say, this is so-and-so from Hojo Academy, just checking in. I noticed your student hasn't been online today or hasn't for 2 days or what have you, that we want to just double check and make sure you have everything you need. How can we help? How can we assist you? So we want to track that. We have a log sheet. You're going to have one for every student. These should be pretty full as we go. It may be that it's not been your practice to contact families very often, but during this hybrid remote situation, we must be reaching out to families, not waiting for them to contact us. We're monitoring. A good way to do that too is to just give feedback to a student that maybe posted something, a response that was a good response. Give them some feedback. Hey, good thoughts. Really appreciate you sharing that detail or whatever it is. If you encourage students on the Canvas platform to continue to participate, or that they see that you're on there reading, then they're going to make sure that they participate more. Some students just don't have the support at home for that, and we're going to have to keep prompting and keep reaching out. And then if it gets to a point where students have not been participating remotely, even though the parent has asked us to be remote for the year, then we can reach out with, okay, do you need paper pencil packets, or do you need some other materials, or do you want them to come in after all, even though you've decided that you wanted to be fully remote? Maybe you've changed your mind at this point and you'd like for them to come a couple of days a week. Or there could be any number of things, and it's going to be always in flux. But I'm counting on you, because I can't call 400 families or the 400 parents every single day. So I'm counting on you to represent our school and to reach out to families, just to make sure that they are following along. If you leave an email and they don't respond and it's been 24, 48 hours, give them a call. If you give a call and they're not responding, then you're going to email them again and maybe CC me, or have me contact them directly. We may have Elizabeth, our counselor, stop by their residence and just pop in for a home visit, just see what's going on. We have tools available to us to make sure that students are participating, but I need to have that information. We don't want to harass families. If you 24 hours and you haven't posted, we're going to be contacting you. We don't want to be hounding them, but we don't want them to go for too long and feel like it's the norm to not check in for a week. No, their students need to be participating, and it's our job to make sure that we give them those opportunities and show that we are following up on it and staying on it. And if we need to make an adjustment to how they want to do school, that's fine. So please make sure that when you email, of course, you'll have your emails, but it helps us to have per student, because your emails are just going to be all kind of flooded together with all the other emails that you send. But if we have a log, if you're sending an email to a student, just the date and email, and then we'll know to go check the email. You don't have to fill out a lot of content about it, but we'll know to go check that email if we need to pull it up about that student. So we'll have the date and that sort of thing. But if you contact a parent, what the parent has said, or if you contact the parent's phone number and it's not the parent that answers, it's somebody else, the details that are shared. And then we'll have that per every student. So the last thing on the list for the items for training for today is the HR survey. So you should have already received the SurveyMonkey survey, and there's about 5 questions, yes or no questions, take you probably 1 minute to complete that HR survey. But I need it completed before your first paycheck, and I have to submit payroll by the end of the day on Monday. So I need that by the end of the day on Monday so that I know whether you are doing summer holdback or not, and that you are prepared to participate as a teacher for us in this pandemic. So make sure that gets completed by the end of the day. So on the to-do list for Monday, each teacher takes your list of students and parents, and you're going to do an invite through Sign Up Genius. So you just log into Sign Up Genius online, Google Sign Up Genius, just like you do if you ever have done SurveyMonkey. If you haven't done it, it's very simple, very intuitive. You just walk through it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So you're going to send out an email to all of your family of the students on the list that we have given you. Now, you're just going to have a bio about yourself, a little welcome. You can do it as a video, or you can do it as a paragraph. And I need you to send me those paragraphs so I know that they've been done and you're ready to go with the Sign Up Genius. So when you email the families, you're going to let them know, I'm going to be sending you a Sign Up Genius for, please log in, choose a time. If the times that you need are not available, please let us know and we'll try to accommodate you. You're representing Hojo, so you're going to say who you are, what your role is, and that you're really looking forward to overcoming all the challenges of this year, and yada, yada, yada. Put that all together in a quick little email to send out to those families, along with either the link, or maybe the link comes directly from Sign Up Genius as it does from SurveyMonkey, I'm not sure. But make sure that they get a little bio that you've already sent to me first. I'll send you back a note saying thank you, go for it, and send out all your sign-ups for your parent-teacher conferences to be held on the 10th and 11th. If a family can't make the 10th and 11th, please be accommodating. If they are asking you for some weird thing and they want to meet at 6 o'clock at night, please accommodate. If you have to make an adjustment in the morning, or if you have to make it so that you feel it's been fair for the amount of time that you've put in, take a break in the afternoon, do whatever you need to do. If you are not willing to do that, come and tell me, because I need to know first what's going on with that situation, and I'll find somebody who can meet with that family. But I would appreciate, if you are able to, that you make every effort to be accommodating to families for when they can meet or talk. It can be a Zoom call, or it can be a FaceTime if you want to do it that way. It could be a Skype, or it could be in person. If they're coming in person, you're going to need to get with Kyle Bollock to talk about what we're going to do for cleaning. He'll get you the supplies and everything you need, so that you're setting up your conferences. They should be probably about 15 minutes apart. Maybe leave yourself about 10 minutes to spray down anything that might have been touched, the table, the chair, the doorknob, or whatever, and then the next person comes in. You do have to be in a mask if you're meeting with a family, or a face shield when you're meeting with a family. We do not have a lot of face shields or masks at this point, but more are on the way, and if you have a particular preference, let me know and we'll see what we can do to help out with that. So very important that these parent-teacher conferences are successful. If you are new to Hojo, then you have a number of things to do to submit for payroll purposes. So Paylocity was a link that was sent to you. I think maybe 3 or 4 people have completed that whole process. You will not get paid until that process is complete, so I need you to really make sure that you get that done as soon as possible. If it's done today, then you can have your first paycheck on the 15th. It's possible if you need one more day that we could figure it out, but if you are not going to be able to get the paperwork in the next day or two, then you're going to have to wait, and your first paycheck will not be until the 31st, and it should include both the August 15th and the August 30th or 31st paycheck. But if you want to get paid on August 15th, I need all of that paperwork in. Come see me if you are struggling, or email me or something to let me know what's going on if you need help with that. You don't have to, it's not the personnel licensing and all that through the state. It's just the payroll stuff that has to be in today. Let's see, Karen Garner is our new person to help with instructional support. She's going to be reaching out to let all of you new people know about how to connect between mentor and mentee. So any teacher who is a level 2 or level 3 teacher who would like to be a mentor, she will be reaching out to you to ask you if you would be willing. And then all of the new people who are seeking alternative licensure, or it's their first year teaching, they need to have a mentor teacher. So she's going to arrange that. Usually we do that little, almost like a speed dating thing, where you have a list of questions and you kind of go around from group to group to group, so you can find somebody who you feel comfortable with. As a mentee, you need to find a teacher who will help you, that you feel comfortable with, that you can be honest with. Not that you're trying to impress them. Don't try to impress anybody. Try to make sure that you get what you need. So be honest about the things that you need. Then mentors, if you meet with the mentees and you feel like this is somebody you can work with and you really want to help, we get you the little, well, it's not little, it's kind of long. There is a mentor teacher packet. It's a little bit long, but it's supposed to last the whole year. And you go through it, you sign up the times that you're going to meet, how you're going to meet, how you're going to resolve conflicts, what you're going to cover, all of that's in here. So mentors, mentees, Karen Garner will be in touch with you. Let's see. sign up. I just emailed Joe again or texted him just to make sure he gets that out to you so you can sign up for your Canvas training if you want to come in. You don't have to come in. If you're able to watch the videos and think you've got a handle on it, no problem. And if you need help even after tomorrow, Joe will still be around and he can help you and walk you through it. He has magic ways of even getting into your computer and doing it with you while he's someplace else, which is really spooky, but it helps. So let's see, new stuff, HR survey I told you about, turning in your paperwork, signing up for classes. So the only other thing I guess is I added the SAT trainings, the SAT RTI process for Hojo Academy. There's a PowerPoint to help review those processes. We will still do a 45-day screener on students because we need to know who needs support. It's going to be trickier this year than ever before, but we all know that. So we're just going to do the best that we can and muddle through that process. If you are new to Hojo, or if you're new to teaching and you don't know what the SAT and RTI process is, get with your mentor teacher or Reagan Wielden or me, and we will go through that with you so that you at least have a general understanding of how to get started. School calendar, if I haven't attached it to the email that went out, we do have one that we are working on. The thing is that, you know, we had teacher in-service days where we said we were not working, but now if every Wednesday is a teacher in-service day, I'm not exactly sure how that's all going to work out. But the holidays and all of that should stay the same, and we won't be expecting anybody to participate on a holiday or that you would be having to post anything on a holiday. So this year is just going to be a little different in that way where we're working remotely. So if I haven't already attached that calendar, I should be sending it out to you today or Monday with your class list. So I was not able to get the class list ahead of time. They're on a database, and Era and Cheryl have access to it. So once they are here Monday morning, we'll start dividing those up and I'll be handing those back to you. So not to forget, you're going to do a bio, a welcome. You can do it as a video or a paragraph, a little, not extensive, not long, just a little hello and welcome that you're going to attach. You're going to send it to me first. I'm going to send it back to you. Then you're going to forward on to your parents with the link for the Sign Up Genius for parent-teacher conferences. If you're new just to us, you're going to need to fill out all your payroll information. You are going to need to complete the HR survey. You're going to need to sign up with Joe for your class tomorrow, or not if you're going to do the video. And let's see, mentored and mentees, get with Karen, and I guess that's it for now on this list. So hopefully you get a chance to come to the school if you can, if you're around, and stop in, say hello, hopefully meet a few people if you're new, or if you're returning, that you meet some of our new friends that are helping us out this year. I know it's going to be a challenge, believe me. In my mind, it's still March 12th because life kind of halted at that point. And when you come through the school, I mean, it looks like, you know, a scene from Chernobyl with coats still hanging on the back of chairs and things still up on the wall, and it's still St. Patrick's Day in some of the classrooms. And so life kind of froze at that time, and yet moved at lightning speed since then. I can't really explain how challenging this summer, since the day of closing until this point, has been. It's probably coming across in the video, and I'm sorry for that, because normally we'd try to have it be all happy and fun and exciting and getting to know you, and it just feels like, you know, we're just moving so quickly through all of this to try to do the best that we can for students. Hojo Academy as a charter school is more of a customer service type of school, so that we don't just get to lay down the law and say, oh, like it or lump it. We have to reach out to families so that we can maintain our enrollment, so that we can maintain the staff that we have and continue to grow, and also to continue to improve how we help students here in Gallup. It's very important to me to make sure our school is successful, and I'm going to do everything I can to make it that way, and I hope that I can count on you for the same attitude and the same effort to make our school successful this year. So I thank you for being part of our team, and come see me if you have any questions or concerns. We want to address them right away. We don't want you feeling like you're floundering. We want to help you to be successful. So please come in and check with me. And I will talk to you again soon. Thanks, everyone.